We back, outside.
But my goal is to make sure that there is no lag in the completion of that initial ticket.
Okay.
A lot of times we have individuals call and their problems can't even find the right department because there's no clarity on who's handling what, where, and the processes are too scattered and fragmented. And so just like they talk about 77 steps to start a business or open up a brick and mortar, as I'm cleaning those processes up, probably taking those 2/3 of the steps out, a lot of things become a little bit more cleaner. One of the things that I'm doing, I think it's probably time that I go ahead and mention this now, as I have in previous forums and podcasts. I'm creating the first ever citizen dashboard. That citizen dashboard is going to be powered by blockchain technology, but the blockchain is not really the important part, besides the fact that you can understand that it's going to connect to a lot of things. What's important is that you know and understand what your status and position is for whatever you're dealing with the city of Detroit as a whole.
Yeah.
So whether you're dealing with health and services, whether you're dealing with one-stop business centers, whether you're dealing with paying your property taxes or your water bills, I need all of that to be in one place, so that we no longer have the problems of sending people across town just to try to pay a bill or trying to wait on the phone forever just for somebody to call them back.
Yeah.
So a lot of times we don't have, and especially seniors, vets, and those with mental health or disability challenges, we don't have anybody hold their hand. And so for me, I don't feel comfortable in creating a city culture in which we're all not becoming organizers. We all have to have the ability to be able to answer someone's question without having to say, well, I don't know, or I never went through that. No, we do know if we all have it simplified, messaged properly, and in one spot. And if we continue to teach, we're not treating the city as a village. America right now is so divided, we can't even understand who we're fighting against.
Yeah.
But then when it comes to Detroit, who really holds the world's problems and America's problems right here, we have such an opportunity to set the example for so many solutions, thus making us an international leader. You know what I mean? Like the automotive, if we really consider how much the automotive industry changed the world, and it started from right here, then that means that our ideas and our ability to ship products to market, and not always a physical product like a microphone or a telephone or a car, but it's about the idea, the business, the concept, the social enterprise, or the way of life, the culture, the art, the music. We have such creativity here that we can't overlook the ability to protect our intellectual property and be able to get it produced so that we continue to produce unicorns, which bring in billions and billions of dollars, thus new and emerging industries.
That's dope. You heavy on tech, huh?
Well, it's not so much about tech. I'll give you a good case in point. Chemistry.
Okay.
Or food manufacturing.
Okay.
Think about the fact that in urban garden. So just think about this. Have you ever had fruit jerky?
Fruit jerky?
Yeah. Yeah. So go to Whole Foods, right by if you go to one down by Mac. Yeah, if you go to Whole Foods, they sell it. It's a company called SOLE.
Mm-hmm.
And what they do is, it's not dried fruit, but it's almost like halfway dried, but it turns into almost like a fruit roll-up.
Yeah.
But it's just fully natural.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
They good.
Yeah, just the ability to create. I mean, those are $2 a piece. I spend $12 on 6. I know they got to be killing the game. You know, it's not. Again, it's not always on tech, but it's about the creativity about it.
Right.
I've seen some great. I saw one young lady, Global Empowerment. Shout out to Global Empowerment down on 7 Mile and Lasser.
Okay.
It's a pastor by the name of Pastor Cartwright over there, and he teaches theology from a very a high business perspective, like a very I went like get this. I've seen claiming whatever, naming and claiming pastors where they just talk about money and giving. No. Cartwright over there. This man is wild because he's been a millionaire several times over through real estate. So he ain't taking people money over there. He's actually creating a pay it forward economy over there, and not on no what's that thing? The whole all the sororities was doing it back in the they pay $900 and you get it 12 months later. No, not that. They're like giving out grants to small businesses, teaching business principles. And when he preaches, he is very heavy on business principles and why God wants us to be mindful of our ability to produce. But the only reason I bring it up because you've probably seen the robot running down. Yeah, that's his robot.
Oh wow!
Oh no, he got it. He over there. Yeah. He got it.
I mean, he got waving in there.
Yeah. He got robots. He got a big old. He be having he got Rubicons in there, like heavy, look like military machines. Yeah. But the reason why I bring him up is because the several times I've been over there, he's allowed these vendors and these businesses that he's mentoring and helping to be able to actually vend and do things in the events. And so a young lady had a lint roller, another lady had mouthwash that she created, another lady besides the cakes and the things like that, some people was making some homemade ice creams and stuff like that. But it's just I forgot how innovative people were at the local level and how many ideas people really have created at home. And so it's not so much about the tech. It's really about the person and the idea and what they experience.
Right, creativity.
Yeah.
What about the youth and the future for the youth? Maybe programs. I know when I was growing up, it was the Boys and Girls Club. Kept kids busy. We used to hoop. We used to have, tournaments and stuff. And different programs like the Police Cadets was everybody in the summertime had a shirt and hat, and we was, across the city taking a free bus to go to work. Any programs or anything you focus in for the youth or?
Well, what I'm not gonna do is only let 8,000 kids be part of the youth employment program every year. We only employ 8,000 kids. Nah.
Okay.
We turn away so many kids. And then the program is so short, they don't really get the full experience that they need. Right. It's a waste of time. I need year-long youth employment because I'm trying to create school-to-city pipelines. Yeah. And when I say school-to-city pipelines, I don't mean that every student is about to work for the city of Detroit. I mean, every student needs to feel that they are owners and feel like they have a stake in the city by the time they're done. And so that means there's a lot of different components to that. One, I believe that everyone by the age of, I believe it's like 14, should have by then identified where they want to apprentice or internship. Because by the age of 18, I need them with a portfolio and a resume that says to that college or to that whatever vocational or whatever other training they want to create, be a part of, that they have on the job work experience and are teachable. Okay. That's part of the whole thing, is helping someone to understand that what they need to do to get their foot in the door. Right. As far as youth, have you been down to Detroit Hispanic Development Corporation? No. Have you been over to Eastside Community Network?
That's on Eastside?
Yeah. By Samaritans and all that stuff over there. Okay, so Detroit Hispanic Development Corporation houses in their facility not only one of the only Best Buy clubhouses in the state, which consists of a podcast room, a green room, a computer room, a studio. It got the works.
Okay.
But it also has another warehouse in that same facility dedicated towards robotics. Dope. All the robotics teams from across the city go to that robotics warehouse to build their robots.
Okay.
Well, first of all, my community innovation hubs around the city will all have something similar to DHDC in them. But more than anything, it's about making sure that we're fully engaging every family clinically. Part of my whole filling up the drain so nobody continues to fall through, along with that homeless prevention and extension with the land bank, the citizen dashboard is designed so I can start to track every family. I don't understand for the life of me how in the world that we gotta wait for a census every time to figure out how many people we got. and by the time the census comes, by the time they leave, the numbers have changed.
Yeah.
And then on top of all that, how do I even trust the census when they hire people that just need a job and go do what they? So I don't believe in that. So my citizen dashboard is designed to create more consistent information and real-time information on everyone, so that I can better request and go get the things that the city needs and the resources they need. Because one of the things that I really want to do is make sure that we're not producing too much of the wrong thing.
Okay.
I don't believe in having 10,000 public relation firms in the city. There's not a need for 10,000 public relation firms, and you can't do that much public relations.
Right.
You know, I mean, I'm just throwing numbers out there. Don't quote me. Don't
Yeah,
quote me on none of that. But I'm saying, like, having 100,000 lawyers for 700,000 people, one lawyer per every 7 people, sometimes or might not make sense. And so we have to understand, what are we really gearing up for? Back to let's just take the medical marijuana market.
Okay.
In Grand Rapids, we made a special designated license for those who will only sell to big pharma.
Okay.
So it wasn't about medical, it wasn't about recreational, it was about who's licensed to really sell to the hospitals.
Okay.
For me, that's a whole nother class of revenue that normal people wouldn't consider. So the question becomes, how many people do we have really specializing in that, in matching this substance with actual disease or illnesses that will actually be accepted and adopted by the medical community.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
So we got to think about what is our niche, if that makes sense. Are we China is beating us in manufacturing so much that if we don't understand what we can build, or if we can't, I mean, because energy is king right now, but if we don't understand what our real niches are, it won't happen. Last thing I add to us is this: we underutilize our relationships that we could be building with Africa. I'm not going to skip over Canada, but I will say Africa, and this is the reason why. Raw materials and everything that are available in Africa, if really people understand where I'm really going after this mayoral race, first of all, this is how it should work for the future. We should be going to Africa to get raw materials. We should be shipping them back to expedite our supply chains, and all that revenue that we get, we should be reinvesting in the real estate back in Africa, so that we have ownership back in the motherland.
Yes.
That's a 100, 200, 300 year plan that we have to start now for generations to come.
The kids.
That's the future. And if we don't hurry up and set that up, take it from, they've already been raping Africa for hundreds of years. It's just now that technology plus those raw materials are going to become so golden and so valuable that if you don't put them together right and really harness our African diaspora global dollar, we're going to be shooting ourselves in the foot. And I'm not always one who says pro-black, because I'm about people. I'm a guy's person. I love people. But I am often concerned that we will be displaced if we don't take leadership and build generational wealth, starting with the family first. A lot of us don't participate in operating like a family office because we haven't made our millions. That's a bad practice.
Run that last part back again.
So millionaires, and I'm pretty sure y'all talk about this after we get off camera. You know what a family office is, right? I didn't think. Okay, cool. It's all right. It's all right.
I didn't know if you were saying as far as like you know, like a doctor. I didn't know how you said it.
No. It sounds like a doctor's office.
Yeah.
That's what I originally thought it was when I originally started hearing.
Okay.
But let me educate you on what a family office is.
Okay.
I think over in Israel, if I'm not mistaken, they have some of the most family offices, if I'm not mistaken. But this is what a family office is. Once your family accumulates so much wealth, you all don't manage it anymore. You create a company, and it works in conjunction with your trust to manage all your assets. Because you're hands off. You're enjoying life. You're not continuing to work for what you've already worked for. And so the principles and the values in that says that we're all democratic.
Right.
We're all coming to the table, making sure that our goals are on the table. The family's goals are priority. And whatever's needed, we need to make sure that they understand it so they can make a strategy for it so that everyone can continue living the life that they expect to live.
Right.
Well, if you don't got nobody and you can't pay nobody to manage all that, it doesn't mean that you can't operate like that. And so what I continue to say is that our financial literacy is not up to par within our community, and it affects our economics, but it's about the culture. And it's about whether or not we really as families play like a team, or even as community play like a team, so that we can grow together. Get this, if everybody on your block ain't working together, your block is gonna fail.
Yeah.
It's just gonna fail by mere people transitioning out of there. Nobody is consistently doing anything. It's gonna be division long term, and ultimately one person gonna be left just like it is on half of these blocks in Detroit, and they gonna be saying, "I remember the good old days."
That's fact. So, what type of practices should families be doing to get to that, like, for financial literacy and stuff like that?
So I tie it back to your question, which I probably never really answer in terms of youth programs, which are tied into senior programs, but really, let me get to the heart of where we're losing momentum at. It's really in the parents.
Right.
It's the parent development. A lot of the things that I've seen, let me ask you this. What organization still has the largest reach and hasn't been totally dissolved and can very well get to families, both youth and parents?
The
biggest reach. You can name churches. I mean, church is one answer.
The DARE program?
DARE would be a program. But who gets to the most families and youth consistently every year? Because if we're trying to deal with family and address family and recreate family, where are the families at? Or where are at least the parents and the youth at? Regardless if they're married or together or whatever.
Churches?
No, it's not the church. Church has been lost. They've been losing members for years. For at least the last 10, 15, 20.
Where they at?
PAL.
The lead? Okay.
PAL.
Okay.
PAL has the most parents and youth still actively engaging.
I can see that. Okay.
That's where we should have been. That's where we should have been focusing for the last 5 to 10 years. Everybody should have been wrapping their arms around PAL, because we could have started to create a new trajectory for where we're headed. And so my goal is to continue to work with PAL to help them develop parents as much as possible, in order to then create the additional programming and offer the different types of opportunities to like the DAPSEPs or to like the robotics competitions or to the other things that the other kids aren't participating in, because then we're able to really create more civic engagement, because the things that they're experiencing need advocacy. And so that's how we get the youth programs back going, is because parents can start speaking up for themselves and demanding the resources that they should have been getting the whole time.
Yeah.
We don't count our dollars, and we don't count the money. And so we always go up begging, not knowing what the real what the real amount is.
Yeah.
So sometimes we might ask for pennies when there's dollars on the table, and sometimes we don't ask for nothing, and they over there hiding it and not saying nothing. So that hopefully that answered both questions with family youth programs, and then seniors. I'll just be quite honest with you, they're struggling just as much as youth, but the issue is this: at least the youth can get out there and find a way. Ain't nobody running to the aid of this senior, and the senior can't do all that youth has. They don't got the time or the energy.
Right. And
so if that senior loses $100, $250, $500, I got a senior right now. I might as well say I got a senior right now that's $2,000 back on their rent and about to get kicked out of their living situation at their nursing home, or it's not a nursing, it's a senior home, because their disability got hit for a few months and they ain't been able to catch it back up. See, when these programs and stuff get played with and people lose 1 or 2 checks, that can totally set them back several years, because just because. Yeah. And so, like, we just took 4 seniors. It was supposed to be 8 of them. 4 seniors to Walmart today. Because the real Walmart, the one that got everything, is on 14 Mile. You go to the one on 12 Mile, something like that, and definitely don't go to the one in Dearborn. You ain't finding nothing. Not if you're a senior. You might find, by the time the senior get to the shelf and go to grab it, somebody took it off their hand. So I mean, it's just a lot of work for us to do, and I just want to be that leader that never has a moment to stop and rest because I should be working 24/7. I should have 700,000 bosses that I report to and feel like I need to report to on a daily basis. And if I don't do my job, then those other 35,000 employees should be on my head because we're not being able to service them properly, and I need to make a decision to change it. But if I'm not able to listen to all of them, then I'm not doing my job.
Let's talk about them seniors, that specific scenario, because I'm pretty sure we all know somebody like that. What is something or program you can do for those type of seniors that's pretty much backtracked in disability or any government assistance?
So I got this whole problem with just giving out money.
Okay.
Because if you give it out once, then they feel like they can come back and give it out. They gonna get it again, and you can't ever create a perpetual, or you can't create a long-term crutch.
Right.
I hate to say it, that's what the citizen dashboard is for.
Yeah. Okay.
And let me tell you a few reasons why. Let me just break it down to you. I'm gonna give you simple math.
Okay.
Let's just deal with bus tickets.
Okay.
Yesterday, to give out 200 waters, really 250, and to give out 200 bus tickets, how much do you think it cost?
200 waters and 250 bus tickets?
200 and 200. 200 waters, 200 bus tickets.
About $500.
Bus tickets cost $2 a piece.
400, yeah, 400. Then the waters, 200 waters. Probably less than that. Then, yeah, about
150.
Oh, 150.
And if I bought the waters from Walmart today, because they had a special for 40 for $5, I would have spent 125.
Okay.
125 to change the lives of 200 people.
Okay.
The bus tickets can be. I ain't gonna go into all that because they might shut it down. But what I will say is this: it don't take much. The citizen dashboard will allow for us as a city, especially when I put a centralized, not centralized, but a digital banking place ran by the city.
Mm-hmm.
As I make city-owned grocery stores and I allow community to invest in them. The citizen dashboard is supposed to start to allow citizens to create generational wealth by paying for their services in advance. See, the utility bill and a lot of these other bills rack up and fees are attached because they have to equate for when we're going to pay them. If they know they got their money in advance, a lot of these extra fees can be wiped out. The whole city has been on cash advance ever since bankruptcy.
Okay.
Literally, the municipality and its people. We got to get out of that. And so I like the picture that Duggan has got us looking at, like, on paper. We look good on paper. We look terrible when you really go looking at the bus.
Okay.
So we got, you got to keep on massaging and making it work for everybody. And so, again, part of my whole goal is to get us paying for things in advance so that we can get our credit limits really down and really become what we say we look like on paper. And that comes from a number of different ways that you can do that. But it's really about finding the right investors and then finding, and then again, putting the right technology in place so that we can do it. Because if people had a way to do it, they would.
Right. All right, it's my last question. I don't want to take up too much.
No, this was good. These some good questions.
All right, so we had that other viral video with the girls, and you got different narratives. Though for those who are pushing the negative narratives against you, what do you have to say?
They got negative narratives out there.
You already know. If it ain't positive, it's being on social media, it's just like that.
So let me clarify something for everybody who thinks there are negative narratives out there.
Okay.
I mentioned this, but I really have not harped on it, and I really have not tried to. I don't like being I don't like playing scapegoat. I like accepting responsibility. Because the first time people feel like you dodging, that's when trust starts to evaporate and dissolve. So I lean into everything. I took the most charges in high school in basketball. I took the most charges. I don't care. I'm in there. I'm gonna stand my ground. So this is what it really is. In order to make that video go viral, they had to amplify and pay for boosting the post.
Yeah.
Not only did they do that, they had to couple that with fake followers and fake accounts to comment and view it in order for it to keep on going up.
In rotation, yeah.
Let me just be real with you, because I don't know if it's still in my phone, but I can bring up the text message. Oh, there you go. This happened This happened not too long ago. It had to happen before the 30th. But you see all these calls?
Yeah.
These no caller IDs? I think you see all these?
Yeah.
I've been getting these ever since the incident happened. That was on the 30th, so let's go to 30th. This other text that I'm getting, now, if you got a text like that or like this, right? If you got a text like this, first of all, you got to spell right.
Yeah.
In order to like really get my attention. But because I'm so technologically sound and experienced, I know the difference between someone in the Middle East or in Turkey or in Iraq or Russia texting me like an American girl versus someone actually in America voicing their opinion.
Right.
I can even show you where other candidate supporters have been on my pages attacking me as well, but really only because they support other candidates.
Right.
Then I could go as far as to show you the actual more of the actual individuals in those videos reaching out to me and harassing me again. I don't have anything to say to someone who feels that video was a negative light on me if they really do their work and read the paper and understand the truth. Everything that they said was exaggerated, even to the point of how long and how far we walked. If you think I'm gonna walk a mile with somebody at 2 o'clock in the morning and my house is literally a mile away, and I'm gonna leave my car, for a mile in Detroit.
Right.
All I can say is that I appreciate the exposure, because we definitely was looking for it right about now. We was praying that God gave us some exposure right about now, and he did it. We did not expect for it to happen like this. Of course, we wish it could have been under better circumstances, but it was the best learning experience and teaching moment you could ever have. I wouldn't give it up. I would relive it every opportunity I got. Not to go through it again,
right,
or not to be able to gloat, or I'm not happy that it happened. But when you can learn from something and you feel good about where your heart was in it and things of that nature, it's no better feeling than that, man. I forgive them. I love them as the black. Hopefully I can feel a little bit more confidence in saying black queens that they are. I don't think their behavior that night was royalty, but I do believe that they can be just like anybody else. They can be as great as God has purposed them to be, and I would never want to take away anything from them. And so my goal for any situation, whether it can be looked at negatively or not, is always to make sure that I share my side of the story so people understand who I am. I don't believe I give any type of fake or facade. I'm always authentic. And so as long as I can keep on giving that to people, I'm good. Just so you know, and all your listeners, we did start Safe Nights, Safe Spaces, which is not necessarily a podcast. It's really a conversation that we want to lift up in order to really push forward our new onevibe.org platform. I want to make sure I get some of your content flowing through that platform. It's really just aggregating all types of positive content, community events, wealth building, and then health and wellness initiatives. I've been on so many podcasts over this election campaign that I don't believe you all get the credit, the viewership, or the subscribers that you all deserve. And so I just want to make sure that I can continue to support you all by showcasing all of you all in one place. And so that's what One Vibe, the number onevibe.org is all about. We did throw it up. Mitch down at Club Blue, he's sponsoring us. We had Safe Night, Safe Spaces at Shadow Gallery. And then also to help you all do more collaborations and get you all as much support as possible. So that was started 3 months ago. This happened 3 weeks ago. So the work that we were doing, it has something to reference now. We're a part of it. We have a story too. I had been part of a hit and run accident, not me myself, but I've been part of the family seeking justice, but not only seeking justice, seeking comfort from the community. Juan Smiley, also known as Juan White, was hit and killed on Gratiot and Grand Boulevard earlier this year.
Juan Smiley, how old is he?
It was a she. 43-year-old woman with several kids. She was with her boyfriend at the time. They were riding scooters on Grand Boulevard in Gratiot, looking to change over scooters, and was hit during the hit and run. But what's so great about that story, even though it's a tragic story, and I continue to speak with the family and try to make sure that they're all right, but what's so magnificent about the story is the fact that once they called, and we were able to get 2, 4, and 7 down there on that following Tuesday, because it happened on a Saturday, the community was able to help identify who the driver was, and the driver was found within the next 7 to 10 days. I forget exactly how long it was, but shout out to Chief Bedison, shout out to Miss Yolanda Stinson and the family division. She was more than helpful. The chief has been doing a great, excellent job, but the community responding was one of the best things that I could have ever asked for. And so when it comes to safety, when it comes to youth, when it comes to seniors, vets, when it comes to our school system, housing, transportation, jobs, or food, I want to grab it all. I want to grab it all. I want to lean into it. When it comes to controversy, whether it comes at me or anybody in this city, I want the city to know that I'm going to protect them just like I want to protect myself. I want to make sure that we get out of this thing alive. Everybody gets to where they got to get to safely, and we're going to live to fight another day, because that's who we are. We hustlers, we grind, and we don't let nothing stop us. And I just want Detroit to win.
Yeah, especially those Lions.
My cousin plays for the Lions.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, number 90, Chris Smith. What up, though?
Okay. Well, I appreciate your time. Where can they find you at?
I'm everywhere.
Okay.
I'm everywhere.
Okay, like part of social media.
I'm on your blog today. Social media, I'm John Barlow, John for Mayor. You can always find us at johnformayor.com or votebarlow.com. I don't know if I've got letswindetroit.com up, but votebarlow.com, it'll get you to us. If you just Google John Barlow Detroit these days, somehow, some way, we'd have made it. Back then, they didn't know us.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you, bro.